In this video, I'm going to share with you some terrible information where Ari Bikes had 337 of their brand new bikes stolen from them.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from Ari Bikes. Wanted to hop on here and ask for your help. We had a whole bunch of bikes stolen. We had a truck on its way from Southern California to us here in Utah that was unfortunately stolen. It's hundreds of bikes of Ari Bikes, all different models.
FC here from E-MTB, and I'm becoming the bringer of bad news. Revel Bikes is closing shop. I have a video on it here, and this week I hear that Thule USA is laying off 22 employees in their Longmont, Colorado operation. But this news came out of left field where Ari Bikes, with their new Team Peak right here, had on Monday morning, my good friend Tyler goes to work and hears that their container is missing. So 337 bikes worth $1.7 million. So in this video, I'll tell you all about this theft, how the consumption like this happened, what happens to this company that is really just thriving before this, and what happens to the customers, and what can we do about it, you know, as enthusiasts, as supporters of the industry and of this company. Okay, so what happened was in March, they had a container from Asia hit the water, tariff-free, and it was loaded to the gills. 337 bikes, boxes, just assembled and folded up, were in this container. A lot of parts, batteries, and other accessories on the way from Los Angeles to Provo, Utah, their headquarters, a journey that takes less than a day. The container went missing. Okay, so definitely this thing is worth $1.7 million. About, you know, a good percentage, maybe I guess half of these bikes are pre-sold already to customers. Customers are waiting for their bikes for the season. The others are for their inventory to go through the peak season, the summer months. So huge theft. $1.7 million, 300. I didn't even know the boxes, that many bikes could fit in one container. So the container is in the boat, and then it is lifted into a truck, and the truck goes to Provo, Utah. And I said, how can this happen? Inside job? And Tyler from Ari tells me, yeah, inside job at 7-10 levels deep. You know, this was a big one. And what happened was, you know, in most of these mechanisms, you don't deal with one person. You deal every step of the way. Jobs are contracted out. They have a shipping company that they'll deal with in Asia, you know, and in the boat, and then when it hits the port of Los Angeles, and then the shipping company, the trucking company, is contracts out these jobs. And so Ari has worked with this trucking company for a long time. And the trucking company said they contracted out to a driver unit that seemed legitimate, had all the right information, and it looks like that's where the theft happened. The container was picked up from the port of Los Angeles. On the way, there was some delays. You know, oh, I got a flat tire. I got this. You know, I have to pick up my daughter, and you know, I think they were trying to get through the weekend, so not to raise any suspicion. But the trucking company already was like, was suspicious, so they reported it to police before the weekend, and started monitoring what's going on. And their suspicion is that, hey, as soon as it left the port, it never left Los Angeles. The contents of the container were being unloaded and maybe being assembled and whatnot. So they wanted the weekend to get through this job, and on Monday morning, Ari, Tyler, and the rest of the crew gets the news that, hey, your container is missing, and we think there's been a theft. And so, devastating news. I see my friend Tyler on Instagram shooting a video, and wow, he's a happy guy, happier than me, and the stress on his face. He's trying to deny it. He says it's just the sun, but I'm all like, wow, I can't imagine what you're going through. What happens is the company is okay. Most companies, this would dismantle them or put them into bankruptcy. But this company is a solid company. They are very financially conservative, responsible. Used to be Fazari, now Ari, and they've grown slowly over the last 20 years. So they're going to be okay. Insurance, there's insurance coverage on many levels. The big problem is, you know, maybe a good percentage, maybe half the the containers, the contents of this container are pre-sold to customers. They're going to customers. So this is their number one job. Number one job is, make sure the customers are okay. Give them a call, see what they can handle. Ari is going to make them whole, but it'll take some time. So if they want a full refund, then they need their bike this week, then they will be taken care of. But otherwise, there'll be some delay. If you're one of those people, please chime in the comments and let us know your situation and how you think it's being handled. Are you pushing through with the order, or are you gonna jump ship? So something like this. I have a test on this Ari Team Peak over here. I would wait. This is amazing. 6,500 to 8 grand, 800 watt hour or 600 watt hour battery. Just so many options. Huge dropper. So I hope you stick with with your order. It'll help the company out for sure. Okay, the other part of it is the financial situation of Ari and how they're going to get more bikes. So small companies, like Crestline or other outfits, it would put them under. It would sink them for the year because they only do 1 or 2 orders per year. But Ari is geared as a consumer direct company, and they do many orders a year. So they can order more, and the factories are expecting it, and this will be okay in their situation. The one big monkey wrench is the tariffs. That first shipment that got stolen did not have a tariff on them. Any new orders will have a 10% tariff on them. So that will be a big one, and Ari is going to eat that cost, not the customers. So what happened? They see that the container never left the Los Angeles area, and they have found the driver with the container, and he has a different contents on the container now. And they did have one situation where one of the dirt jumpers was brought into a local shop in LA, 3 miles from the driver's residence, and they were looking for an end cap for the front wheel of an unreleased dirt jumper. So immediately raised suspicion. Those end caps, they get stuck on the box, and so it's a very common situation. So definitely a red flag. So the police are just pursuing that. Southern California has a special unit for cargo theft called Cargo Cats. This is a massive situation, a problem, and that's going to happen more and more. Okay, so best case scenario is they find all the units sitting somewhere, and they get it back and they ship it to customers and sell them. Very difficult situation now. Much time has passed, and I'm sure these guys have worked as fast as possible to get rid of this, get rid of this inventory. So, but what we can do is definitely be on the lookout. Be on the lookout out there, not for the boxes now, but for the bikes. They're gonna be sold in the U.S., I think, cheap. So if you find these, stay away from them, but definitely report them. A lot of these bikes too are e-bikes, and when you connect to the app and all that, it's gonna put out all kinds of triggers. Bosch, Fatsuwa, they're all on alert now that this is out there. When these get pinged on the app, the police gonna come knocking on your door with stolen goods, might confiscate, or you might be involved. So definitely stay away from these and report them. What to do now? So Ari definitely has a lot of work to do. It's just what they needed, right? So they're reordering, they're contacting customers, and they're putting tracking everywhere, tracking on the trucks, shipping company. They're making sure these are companies that they've dealt with in a long time. So they're not just going to jump ship and go somewhere else, but rather put some things in place to prevent this from happening. Not impossible, but it's still, we have some things that can be avoided. They can put trackers on the bikes themselves so they can monitor them independently, once they leave the factory. Okay, so for us, definitely be vigilant out there, and really, what my call out is to support the company. If you were on a toss up between Ari and someone else, maybe lean towards Ari. They need our help now more than ever. I will have links in the description. This Tim Peak is really good, probably the best for the money. And I heard that over and over at Sea Otter. They have a Nebo Peak mid-power bike. They said it's their hottest selling bike because it just hits a lot of people. But they have gravel bikes, they have everything, some dirt jumpers. So check them out, give them your business, and check the links in the description. And by the way, this is just a little PSA from me. Busy time, but if you want to support E-MTB review, a couple products here that are always selling on every video is this Enduro engineering stand. I have it here, and what I keep saying, it takes 3 seconds to mount your bike. You know, e-bikes, that's a good thing. And then you can work on everything, dropper, everything. Expensive, $179, but I have a coupon code in the description. And the other thing is these compressor pumps. SICK Plus Pro is the one I recommend because you turn it on, it has a digital gauge, you can set your pressure, and before every ride, not just flat tires, you can pump up your tire to the perfect pressure. You hear this in my group, I just hear like 10 of these going on at the same time in the parking lot because I think they're that important for emergencies and also for the quality of your ride. All right, so anyway, sorry to hear about Ari Bikes. I think it's upon us to spread the word and really support these companies. Thanks a ton.